Wolf, we're getting to that point of the year where we start to see people gearing up a little bit with previews towards the upcoming NFL season, right? I mean, it's just inevitable. We're hitting the summer. If your NBA team's out of it, you've started to move on to football. If you're a hockey fan, your hockey team's out of it, you've started to move on to football. Baseball, fortunately, here we have a competitive team, and we do have an NBA team that is probably going to dominate off-season headlines across the league, so there'll be stories.
They're going to be
there.
top three. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they're gonna try to win the off-season because they certainly didn't win the regular season.
Look at me. I mean, top three. Just producing. Everything is producing now. Everything is production.
Are you going to give us the other two?
Top three. Just no. I'm not going. I'm not going to right now. Oh my goodness.
I'm looking at Pro Football Focus and their rankings of NFL quarterbacks heading into 2025.
Okay.
They have Kyler Murray well outside the top 10. Pro Football Focus has they have Kyler as the 15th best quarterback entering 2025. All right.
Yep.
That right there. I don't think that's anything new necessarily. That's kind of where he's landed over the last couple of years. I'm sure there are some people right now in their cars screaming that's way too high. He's not good. And others screaming like, no, he's going to be better this year.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where he should be.
Well, he's got to go out and prove it. That much I do know, and I think Kyler Murray understands that as well. Do you think he is ranked correctly, Basinoni? He's at number 15 right now, and does it matter? No, it does not matter. Okay, can I just tell you that right now? Where you're ranked going into the season has no bearing on where you're going to be at some point in time. And it's one of the reasons why list broadcasting sucks buttermilk for the most part. Because this is why I love competition. You get to go out and actually do something about it. It doesn't matter what some guy believes. Having said all of that, for the sake of argument, when you look at it right now, that's right about where I think he should be ranked. In the top half of quarterbacks in the National Football League, and yet probably not in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, I told you this before the show. This is sort of where I am on Kyler Murray, and I think a lot of people are in a similar spot. You might even be in the same spot. Kyler Murray, probably more so than any other quarterback in the NFL. To me, it's like I just need to see it now. I need to see it this season. You rank him 15th, you rank him 11th, you rank him 18th. I almost don't care. I want to see it. Now we saw rankings. I think it was a week or two ago where he was 23rd. And he was behind guys that had never played in the NFL. He was behind J.J. McCarthy. He was behind Drake May, who's played, but not much. He hasn't won anything. So that one kind of caught my eye. This you put him right in the middle of the pack. That's probably where he should be until he proves otherwise. It's interesting, like they have him right next to C.J. Stroud. Like some of these guys, to me, it's not the number. It's who you have him behind or ahead of. And to have him right next to C.J. Stroud I would take C.J. Stroud right now. I wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, once again, I talk about this all the time. This is a guy who is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He needs to become a great quarterback. You know how you become a great quarterback, Basinonians? You go out and you play in big games, and you win big games more than you lose big games. You win big games more than you lose big games, and typically you're one of the reasons why you won that big game, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense to you. I think Kyler Murray's got to take that next step. It has not happened. Everyone talks about the playoffs, getting into the playoffs. Yeah? You know what? You're going to have to win some big games to get into the playoffs. That's right, Jim. You're going to have to win some big games to get into the postseason. And then once you get into the postseason, can you win a playoff game? I mean, this is the path is clear. This is the yoke of responsibility that franchise quarterbacks have to carry, Basinonians. It's not just about you playing well. It's about you playing well and winning games, winning big games. That's his next step.
There's not a position in sports more tied to whether or not you won.
Yes.
Your reputation really is. I mean, what is even close? Starting pitcher in baseball, maybe goalie in hockey. But you see starting pitchers in baseball or goalies in hockey that have put up great numbers over the years, and maybe they haven't won the championship, but their reputation is still like, man, look at what this guy did over the course of his career. But if you're a quarterback and you don't win the big games, even if it's not your fault, I mean, I remember watching Peyton Manning. And it was like, this is not his fault. He's running into Tom Brady. He's not getting any help from his defense or whatever, and depending on the year. But that's just the way it is. And so Kyler Murray, when you look at his NFL career, what big games has he won? I'm not saying there aren't any, but there aren't any playoff games, and there aren't any big ones he won to get into the playoffs either.
Yes, when Kyler Murray leads his team to wins, especially in the second half of the season, Luke, I think that's where you're going to start seeing acknowledgement come Kyler Murray's way.
Yeah.
That's where he's going to start getting acknowledged as being a great quarterback. Right now, when you think about it, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, got to put him right there. Matthew Stafford. Yeah, Matthew Stafford. Jaden Daniels. Those are the names that I'm thinking of right now. Jaden Daniels has got to prove it to me. He does. He's got to prove it.
But
he's got to be consistent. But right now, he's already done that.
Yeah.
And you've got to give that young man an awful lot of credit for doing that as well. And I don't think his roster is loaded with talent, so to speak. Jaden Daniels had an incredible season last year. Now do it again, young gun.
Here's Mina Kimes and Ollie Connolly on the Mina Kimes show yesterday talking about Kyler Murray.
Such a weird season, right?
Yeah,
like
not how I would even pictured an excellent Kyler Murray season. It's like you go back and look at the figures and go, well, that was a really good season. But when I'm watching, it's like I never thought coming into the league that would be how Kyler would play one of his best years. I thought it'd be way more vertical, shots all over the place, him running around, absolute mayhem, but it's so magic and so special to see. Whereas this was so designed and like orchestrated. I thought what Petzing built with the offense was really fascinating and interesting and kind of an example of where the league is going. I did not think that Kyler Murray would be the guy you'd plug into that. I thought you'd wind up with a Purdy or a Goff or someone like that, and that's the system you would run. It's like you got given this kind of magic trick that bails you out of plays, and Kyler just kind of subsumed himself to the offense in a way that I wasn't expecting.
It is interesting. You brought this up. You didn't bring this exactly up, but you brought up his stats, I don't know, like 2 months ago or whatever. And I didn't think they were that high. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just comparing him to other numbers throughout his career. Kyler Murray last year, that was the second highest passing yard total of his entire career. Okay. Yeah. 21 touchdowns was his third highest passing touchdown total of his career. His QBR, if you want to go with ESPN, was the highest of his career. His quarterback
top 10 in the NFL too.
Yeah. His quarterback rating was the third highest of his career, and last year just felt like he was an average quarterback by the end of the year, partially because he was good in the first half and struggled in the second half. But when you compare that, and you're like, man, these are some of his best numbers. It didn't feel like that.
Yeah, I just want to get this in. The one exception I had to this entire article was the fact they called it injury-plagued seasons for Kyler Murray. Dude, in 2022, he blew out his ACL, blew it out badly. And that carried over into 2023. It's not injury-plagued. I'm not going to call it injury-plagued because of that. Before that, he missed 2 games. Dude.
Yeah. And he didn't miss any last year.
Yes.
That's a good point, because I think a lot of people look at Kyler and they're like, well, his problem is he's always hurt. No. He had
missed
one
2
really
games
bad injury
in 2021 and blew out his knee in 2022.
And the issue is not injury. The issue is you got to start winning these big games late in the season.
Right.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.